Hello folks, welcome Strange RC. I am going to do a demonstration here on the bench of how to perform the zip tie mod on the prop and spinner for the FMS P51. Alright, so I've got one blade off here. You see I got one blade off, and this is very, very simple. You're going to need just some simple tools, your driver to disassemble your spinner, a tool to spin your nut off, and then a Phillips to take the screws out. For most of the heavy work, I'm going to use the powered, and then for the final tightening, I'll use the handheld screwdriver. So zip ties, whatever you want. You don't want anything massive. You don't want anything too small. This is what I use. It's just a small piece of a zip tie, as you can see there. And what we're going to do is right here against this leading edge. And it's just going to sit there, just like that. And then we're going to put some screws into the prop. We'll start our screws in there, so they will actually go in and hold everything in place. I said we're going to do the heavy work with the power. It's about halfway, just so it can go in and engage the nut. You can see here one of my nuts fell out, so what I'm going to do, you just have the nuts in the back, and you got your hex that fits over your motor shaft. I'm going to put my nut back in. And then if you put one of these together, you know you gotta kind of hold your fingers over that. I'll put the zip tie where it's going to go, and then stick the screws through the hole and screw them in until they engage the nuts. This is where it's handy to have the power so you're not breaking your wrist. All right, that's not all the way snugged up. You can see it can still move a little. But now I hope you can see that your zip tie right there is captured. So what I like to do is, you can see there's a little ridge right there. I like to hold that against the ridge tight, and I will go in by hand and finish tightening. So now that ridge, those little ridges all the way around, hold the edge of the prop. They also hold the zip tie, so there's no way for that zip tie to come out. And what that does is gives you a little more angle, just so you can get a little bit more pitch on that. And that's all there is to that. Then you're just going to, excuse me, mount it back up onto your P51 and go enjoy the power. It's going to have a little extra scoot. All right, so if I went too fast, let me know. But it's really, really simple. This is really all there is to it. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And now I want to show you this is the spinner for an E-Flight 1.5 meter P51. These are the blades for the FMS 1450 millimeter P51. The blades for the FMS fit on this spinner. They're perfect. This spinner is actually stronger. The material is thicker. You can see everything mounts up exactly the same. The hex is the same for your motor shaft. So here's your FMS motor shaft, and this is going to fit on there. You can see that fits on. And then the FMS fits on. So it doesn't give you any difference in outer diameter. But what it does do is this spinner is way stronger if you want to run a higher kV motor, which is what I do. I run that spinner when I run this 4258 600 kV motor in the P51. With that spinner and the standard props and a high C motor or battery pack, that P51 flat scoots. You will enjoy the heck out of that. So folks, I hope that was helpful. It's really as simple as that. That's all there is to it. And if you do it, post up the results. Let me know how you did. Just make sure when you tighten everything up that they're all the same. Like I said, I like to pull my props tight against one of them little ridges all in the same direction. So I'll put pressure this way so it's tight against that ridge on every single one. No matter which one I'm tightening, I will pull it the same direction just to keep those tight. That way they're all going to be the same. And as long as your props weigh the same, this thing is, it's going to be smooth, it's going to be quiet, and you're really going to enjoy the power. All right. Like I said, it's really that simple. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. And don't forget to give me a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks for watching, folks.